that it will correct the wrongs. And in addition to strengthening the labor leaders, that the end is in sight, the national leadership led by our son, Dr. Gospel Ogbonokpabio, invited organized labor for another meeting and also accepted to buy over the matter and report to Mr. President and get back to labor in 1 week. From 2nd of August till 2nd of September, 1 week has not arrived. And they have not communicated to labor from that time till today. So the insensitivity and seriousness of the committee is no more in doubt that they are not willing to conclude discussions. And then that's what led to the nationwide strike that we are encountering today, and it will continue tomorrow. Nobody's working anywhere in any state of the federation. It might not be very good for the economy, but he that is on ground needs to fear no fall. And we are requesting Mr. President to please look in the direction of the workers and the masses and have mercy on all of us.
Akbc News observed that other than government offices, public liability companies such as banks were also closed in adherence to the sit-at-home order. The state governor, Pastor Umoino, has felicitated his cerebral statesman, Elder Benjamin Udobia, as he turns 71. Pastor Umoino, on behalf of the government and people of Akwa Ibom, joins his family, political and business associates to wish him a happy birthday. He describes Elder Udobia as a man of deep character and conviction, and one with unwavering and unabashed commitment to issues and cases that align with good principles. The state governor appreciated Elder Udobia for his support, unbridled hope and faith in his journey to the Hilltop Mansion to further advance the growth and development of the Akwa Ibom state. Pastor Eno prayed for God's continued showers of good health and sound mind on the septuagenarian. As Governor Umoino marks 100 days in office tomorrow, several activities have been outlined to celebrate what has been termed the Golden Era. One of such activities is the commissioning of the internal roads at the Akpanandem Entrepreneurial Market, including Dea Street in Uyo. Akbc 45 News visited the market to catch a glimpse of the project ahead of commissioning and to feel the pulse of the people.
This used to be the popular Ndia Street in Akpanandem Market. It had become inaccessible to vehicles as the road had been turned to a refuse dump site. This is the new look of the street, made possible by the Umoino administration. Living up to his campaign promises, Governor Umoino had within the first 1 month in office flagged off the construction of the popular Ndia Street and access road into the market with drainage and solar lighting. Speaking about the development, traders and buyers alike who spoke with Akbc News described the previous state of the road as terrible, adding that its new look is a promise kept.
So one of the changes I have seen is that there is peace in the market. I mean, this market area.
First of all, we did some open that doors being placed and constructing the road there.
I did a song in on school and I'm from Porton. Look at that, I'm boy for rock and them in Bagami, and I'm a phone getting radio song, and I'm many a tie for boy. I said, you can abandon Jesus and in it. Can you go enjoy? Could be no more. Add your own song, and I'm born Ivan. Ivan could be no more. As I put up recently, I nearly or mono. I will cook army. Everything will change. But I had your way. Say, Rapa and them came Brami. It can we're very about international markets. In fact, we may regard this market now as international market. Now I hear this Siban, Kuru Akban and Dememi.
I mean, men again enjoy.
Those are Panama, but now I have for a demo of Jesus Christ. I know to run the street, and I'm the phone. I'm not talking about the street. Our dynamic governor, I'm a TAT. The pandemic, get the Gayana on them. But I'm in Bola, Simboria, but I'm not hearing what talk and tell me. I don't know what. But I'm never see the but I'm up to the part of Miro and Guyana Americanado.
The commissioning of Ndia Street with access roads into the Apanandi market is part of activities to mark 100 days of Governor Umoino. Other activities include groundbreaking of the Arise City Estate in Berede Power in the Sipasutan local government area, flag off of distribution of palliatives at Government Warehouse, Ikode Penudo, in Sulubum local government area, as well as photo exhibition and dinner at the Banquet Hall, Government House, Uyo. Mercy Ekere, Akbc News.
From their monetary significance of not sweeping the house in the evening to the dismay of seeing and hearing an owl at night, from the impending bad luck of hitting the left foot on a stone to the sign of death from the shrill cry of a bush baby. These and more other and many other superstitions have shaped their perception. These and other activities have shaped the perception and understanding of life in various African settings. They dominate cultures and societies throughout history and have influenced morals and values of many communities. However, presently, perhaps with the influence of religion and modernization, superstitions are losing their grips on many, especially the younger generations. What is your view? In the following report, Augusta Sien takes a look at the impact of superstitious beliefs in the society.
In African community, there are proverbs and maxims used to inculcate social and moral values in order to regulate relationships. Other than proverbs known as Nke, there are a number of beliefs among people arising sometimes from fear, helplessness, and other times from coincidences. They are called superstitions. These beliefs have been in existence since creation of human being. A number of them are not related with any scientific basic reasons, contemporaneity, and religious faith. Although they have nothing to do with wisdom and reasons, unfortunately they cannot be removed and eliminated from the mind, brain, and consciousness of people, having been part of their growing up. Superstition has two main causes: cultural, traditional, and individual experience. Some superstition, like the saying, if you swallow a seed or fruit, especially star apple, the tree will grow on your head. If you go to bed without a bath, you will see ghosts, not showing a baby a mirror. Our parents were no liars, but such was the way of getting children to do their bid. These beliefs instilled fear in the then children to do right even in the absence of elders. Here are others from our respondents.
Usaba se que me tanko na me que se abara do da ka do se ko ko mo fili mo do yesi na ko wa na mo ko se ko resta mo bisa ko ko fili gilen foria ko ya anam do ya no do men si fan si men ki se kambawa. So I can feel that to pay. That was what I used to read, that maybe by the time you swallow it was seed, suddenly it will come out from your head. And like a tree, and when you lie, you will die. So that that habit of lying will not be in you. So I can hear you. I don't want it. I think because you know, as you say, I came in. Came out, I didn't maybe you didn't kill it. So because of that, you can say you don't make him know. You have to make us you can't go to the you didn't kill it.
What is the importance of superstition to the society? These beliefs have been shown to help promote a positive mental attitude, shape morals, shape people's perception and understanding of life. It is an intergenerational vehicle of values such as hospitality, chastity, truth, respect for old age, covenant keeping, hard work, and good character. However, they can lead to irrational decision making such as trusting in the merit of good luck and destiny rather than sound decision making.
They just put that fear into you, just that fear in you. But I think when we come to grow of age, I think that love is not in us again. Maybe the 18, when I'm married, maybe the other body are free. And I told me, so when you meet, it's a little fair, and I'm married, and I'm grow.
On the other hand, superstitions have caused some to dwell in fear of the unknown and further indulge in certain unexplained actions such as carrying charms, wearing certain clothes, visiting places associated with good fortunes, preferring specific colors and using particular numbers, not going out of the house on certain days, maybe because one has hit the left foot on a stone, seen a black cat, and also is in the first trimester of a pregnancy. Due to widespread perception of Western culture, increased access to information and technology, superstitious beliefs are phasing out in the urban communities. Nevertheless, some people still cling to them. But it is worthy of note that some fraudsters use them to manipulate and defraud people. One does not have to change travel arrangements or skip any appointments because of unnecessary anxiety linked to a superstition, but rather work on having a positive mind for a smooth day, even when presumed that the work wonders like reality of old generation. An indolent generation child would question the scientific basis of every traditional belief, such as saying that time waits for no man. They would say, my times are in God's hands. Opportunity knocks but once. They will say, I have a God of second chance. And when one door closes, another opens. Make hay while the sun shines. And they would say, even when the sun goes down, there is electric power to dry the hair.
Even though they need a man, I don't believe you. Oh no, I'll swallow it several times. We eat a bag again.
So, is it possible that superstition and ancestral belief will be extinct sooner than later? Augusta Sien, Akbc News.
As Election Petitions Tribunal delivers verdict tomorrow on live telecast, military police warns protesters. This and more when we return.
This is where we belong. The place where life is beautiful. The peaceful ambience we enjoy when we live together in unity and love. It's only man, you know. We go stand together, we go make them better. We be brothers and sisters, no matter where we be. You know. It's only man, you know. No matter where we be, we are one. Let's live together in peace and harmony.
Welcome back. It's still the news on Akbc channel 45. Now to the rest of our stories. Ahead of the delivery of the judgment of the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal in Abuja tomorrow, Wednesday, the military and the police have said they will not condone any unlawful action by troublemakers. The Director of Defense Information, Brigadier General Tukor Gusau, warned those who might be planning to cause violence to discard the idea. The tribunal, in a statement on Monday, announced it would tomorrow, Wednesday, deliver judgment on the petitions challenging the declaration of Bola Tinubu as the winner of the 2023 presidential election by the Independent National Electoral Commission. The chairman of INEC, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, had declared Tinubu the president-elect because his party scored the majority of votes cast in the poll. The tribunal justices who will deliver the verdict are the chairman of the tribunal, Justice Haruna Samani, Justice Stephen Ada of the Court of Appeal at Sabah Division, Justice Monsurat Bolaji Yusuf, Court of Appeal at Sabah Division, Justices Moses Ugo, Court of Appeal Kanu, and Abba Mohammed of the Ibadan Division of the Court of Appeal. In the 2023 poll, the former Lagos State Governor polled 8.8 million votes to defeat the People's Democratic Party standard-bearer, Atiku Abubakar, who scored 6.9 million, and Labour Party candidate Peter Obi, who polled 6.1 million votes, and 15 other candidates. However, 5 of the 18 political parties that participated in the elections turned to the court to contest the declaration by the electoral body. On August 1, the panel reserved judgment after the PDP, LP, and the APM had adopted their final written addresses. Announcing the judgment day in a statement on Monday, the Chief Registrar, Court of Appeal Headquarters, Umaru Bangari, stated that the tribunal verdict would be aired live on television stations. This, he noted, was to promote transparency and openness and for Nigerians to watch the proceedings. He also said only accredited persons, including the council and representatives of political parties, would be granted access to the courtroom on the judgment day. Speaking on the security arrangement made to forestall the likelihood of any breakdown of law and order on the judgment day, Gusau explained that the Guards Brigade and Army Headquarters Garrison, in collaboration with other security agencies, would not fold their arms and allow anyone to foment trouble. The federal government has unveiled plans to include families of wounded and fallen soldiers in the National Social Register and its poverty alleviation programs. The Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, Dr. Betta Edu, made this known during a meeting with the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, on Monday in Abuja. Edu expressed the need to support the families of deceased soldiers, stressing that there was need to expand the social register to accommodate military personnel that have either been wounded or affected by war, even soldiers that left their families behind. The minister said she was at the defense headquarters to solicit the support of the Nigerian military to tackle humanitarian crises across the country, explaining that alleviating humanitarian crisis and poverty is on the front burner of the Tinubu administration. A faction of the new Nigeria People's Party under the leadership of Major Agbo has expelled the presidential candidate of the party, Senator Rabiu Kwankwaso, over his alleged anti-party activities and misappropriation of party campaign funds. Kwankwaso's expulsion was announced in a statement released in Abuja on Tuesday by NNPP Factional National Publicity Secretary Abdulsalam Abdul Rasak. The development is coming barely 3 days after the factional leaders vowed to probe the former Kano governor and some of his loyalists over the alleged misappropriation of over 1 billion naira generated from the sales of nomination forms. But Abdul Razak affirmed that the decision to expel Kwankwaso with immediate effect was taken after he failed to appear before the disciplinary panel to defend himself over the allegations of gross anti-party activities and mismanagement of party campaign funds within 5 days. The spokesman, however, reiterated that his expulsion was done in line with the provision of the party constitution 2022 as amended. Reacting, an ally of the Kwankwaso and National Auditor of NNPP, Ladipo Johnson, expressed displeasure over the report, adding that Abo's faction does not have the locus standard to dismiss the former governor. For the family members of Michael Achibong, a retired staff of Akbc, September every year will remind them of the painful exit of their father, brother and son, who passed on at 61. The funeral, which held at Community Secondary Commercial School Ibiakwitam, was conducted by the Salvation Army Ibiakwitam Corps. Ejagano Paul brings the sights and sounds of the funeral.
It was amazing to witness the wife of the late Michael Achibong, Lucy, the children and family members turning the tears of losing a husband and father into the celebration of his life and times. The Salvation Army faithful kept the atmosphere electric as they performed a march of witness in memory of the deceased, did a timbral display and soul-lifting songs. In that tribute, one of the sons, Michael Jr., friends, colleagues, and the church described the deceased as an amiable man who was always smiling, easygoing, and hardworking.
I think how long you live, but how much you achieve. He mentored us. He was a husband, a father, a friend, a brother, and above all, was always there to be a motivation.
Mike was one of the most humble colleagues. He was a very forthright, sincere, and truthful person.
There would be sense to thank Jesus for us for allowing him to come and live a life worthy of emulation.
The Akbc TV chapel, in a condolence message read by the Vice Chairman, Ejagano Paul, said Mike, as he was fondly called in the TV newsroom, was a committed member of the union who served as a Vice Chairman and editor in different administrations, a dependable ally and an epitome of love.
Even as he devoted his time and resources to counseling and to mentoring younger ones. As difficult as this passing may be, we urge you to take solace that your late father has finished his early course with lasting impressions on the sands of time.
In his message at the funeral, Major Friday Ekpo, who preached on live as a human, not as an animal, said human beings who God created in his image are now envying animals and behaving like them, urging the congregation to shun bad attitude.
To live as a wild beast, like or not, one day you and God will meet for your own reward.
The biography of late Michael Achibong revealed that he was known for his resilience, constant hard work and passion exhibited in his office, the Akbc TV, which he joined on October 2, 1990 and retired in 2022. He was said to be a committed Christian who served passionately in God's vineyard, chairman of Ibiaku-Itam Village Council and a progenitor of Ibiaku-Itam Community Games. The remains of the late Michael Achibong were later buried in his compound at Ibiaku-Itam in its local government area. Iyageno Paul, Akbc News.
God rest his soul. On that sad note, we draw the curtains on our news at 8. But before we go, remember we told you that in Uyo, the Akwa Ibom State capital, the leadership of the Nigeria Labour Congress, led by its chairman, Comrade Sunny James, were at major premises of government offices, including the Johnson Car Secretariat, Dakada Secretariat, and Federal Secretariat, to ensure workers complied with the NLC 2-day sit-at-home order. As Governor Rumoino marks 100 days in office tomorrow, several activities have been outlined to celebrate what has been termed the Golden Era. One of such activities is the commissioning of internal roads at the Akbanande Market, including Dia Street in Uyo. We also brought you the report that ahead of the delivery of judgment of the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal in Abuja tomorrow, Wednesday, the military and police have said they will not condone any unlawful action by troublemakers. That's the news. Thanks for keeping us company, and I trust that you will join us on our next bulletin tomorrow morning by 7 o'clock. Between now and then, we'll continue to keep you company for the rest of the evening, and trust when you sleep, you'll have a pleasant night's rest. I am Samuel Ayara. Good night.